Papua New Guinea. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Sports In. It's good to have your company. Look, I hope this week you all have been contemplating or at least thinking about getting vaccinated. Very big topic, hot topic, trending topic at the moment. Lawrence, I know you got vaccinated as well. You want to say something to our viewers?
Yeah, look, again, it's your personal choice. Good evening to everyone that's watching this. It's a personal choice. I think for you, you got to think about your family, and I guess the other requirement is when you do travel overseas, and by you needing a jab.
Yes, of course.
So if you're not thinking of planning to go overseas, then I guess maybe not. But again, there's people traveling in, and all of that as well. I got the jab, and feeling fine. Nothing too extreme. All good. Yep.
All right, so I'm wearing pink, Pinktober, in support of breast cancer awareness. Well, cancer awareness, most definitely, breast cancer being one of the pressing ones that we see a lot of our women challenged with. And Lawrence, please do wear pink.
I will definitely
in the coming days.
I will definitely wear pink as of next week.
Yes,
don't
of
worry,
course.
For the month of October.
We will make sure he wears pink next week moving forward. All right, so on the show tonight, you spoke about, if you are to travel overseas, the need to get vaccinated. There's also the need to get vaccinated. So probably one of the minimum requirements, something Albert Verto, Executive Director for Sports Foundation, will be speaking more of coming up on the show. Apart from that, we have Athletics PNG President Tony Green joining us as well. He will be speaking about what sort of a plan of action the Federation is taking moving forward now that all the Sports Foundation facilities are on shutdown. And it's quite early, but at least they have a plan of action moving forward. Likewise for many of our sporting bodies in the country. So we'll get right along with that. Scoreline before we get to that, pardon me.
Yep, no worries. The scoreline, of course, the grand final was last Sunday. The NRL, Penrith Panthers 14-12 over South Sydney. I felt so sorry for Wayne Bennett. Really did. Papsy, I thought he was going to. It looked like they were coming home. Adam Reynolds too, like put him like goal sideline behind kicking field goal, but. Look, congratulations, Penrith. The Cleary father and son combo definitely stole the show there. So well done, Penrith, and well deserved as well. The other one was the prelim final. Now this was 2 games played prior to the NRL Grand Final. It's the Intra Super Cup. Wynnum Manly Seagulls defeated Tweed Head Seagulls. That's the Battle of the Seagulls. 40 points to 18. David Mead from Wynnum Manly Seagulls. He'll now play in a grand final in the Intra Super Cup against the North Devils. Now, North Devils beat Bailey Bears, the White Kumu. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to end off his career. He is also retiring at the end of this year, and real big congratulations to him. Unfortunately, the North Devils beat them 34-16, and North Devils, Nene McDonald plays in that team. So 2 Kumus going head-to-head in the Intrust Super Cup Grand Final this week. Very quickly as well, Dini, I want to say, I wanted to give my condolences to 3 of the PNG Cricket Barramundi's boys.
Oh, yes.
Really sad for them. But look, to CJ Amini, Nosau Pokana, and Kipling Doriga. CJ Amini lost his mother about a week and a half ago. Nosau also lost his father, and Kipling Doriga lost his mother. So real shattering news for the boys, who in 10 days, start their World Cup journey. It starts on the October 17th. So look, my condolences to all the families there.
Yeah, shattering news, but our prayers are with you boys out there. Look, we'll go for a break now. On the other side, Athletics PNG President Tony Green joins us on Zoom. Stay with us. Hey everyone, welcome back. You're watching Sports Scene. Joining me now on Zoom is Tony Green, President for Athletics PNG. Hi Tony, thank you so much for joining me tonight. How are you?
Good, thank you, Dini Rose, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to come on the show today.
All right, Tony, I'll get straight to it. With the shutdown of Sports Foundation venues, which Athletics PNG is one of the sporting bodies that heavily rely on, and the measures put in place now for COVID-19, what's the plan moving forward for the Federation?
Well, we do have a big competition program coming up late November, early December, which our athletes are preparing for. So obviously it's a concern that the training venues are going to be closed. I understand that representations are being made on behalf of all the sports, especially for those national athletes and teams preparing for overseas events next year. So we're hoping that we can come to some arrangement whereby our athletes that normally do continue, train in small numbers, small groups, or even on their own, we're hoping to be able to come to some arrangement where that can continue. So we've been in consultation with Dr. Kapua, who is, on the committee. So yeah, we've spoken to him and put our requirements in writing. So we're just waiting for some feedback on that.
Were any of your athletes or officials based up in the Sports Institute at the time of the issuance of this control measure?
We don't actually have any of our athletes at NSI at the moment, apart from Toya, who's been there for a couple of years now. NSI do have a small number of athletes there under their own program that have been there for a couple of years. But we don't have a training camp going on at the moment at NSI. We do have a group of athletes in Chimbu province preparing for the long distance events, a small group at Utmei Secondary, and there's a good number of athletes training at the Sejongkai Stadium in Port Moresby. So obviously they're our main concern at the moment, the Port Moresby based athletes.
All right, Tony, at present, what's the advice from Athletics PNG to the athletes and the officials? Are we still waiting for some form of confirmation or something from the higher authorities, or have you issued some internal message to them already?
Well, it's very early at this stage, Dinny Rose. I mean, the venues have only been closed in the last couple of days, and it's only this week really that these measures have come into place. So we're acting quickly to address the matter, and we'll give some firm advice as soon as we're able to. But in the meantime, obviously athletes can continue. I mean, they have to think outside the box and improvise.
Yes, of course.
And at least do something. I mean, I think Nelson showed us that last year when the first lockdown occurred.
That's right.
I mean, he found somewhere to continue training with his athletes.
All right. Speaking of athletes, on a lighter note, I know there's 3 athletes that are traveling to the US on Saturday. Can you tell us who they are and which events are they specializing in?
These are all sprinters, 100 meter, 200, and 400 meters in the case of Jonathan. These are our up-and-coming sprinters who've all been given the opportunity to join the group we have at Cloud County Community College in Kansas.
Yes.
Thanks to the support of ECP Governor Alan Bird, Emmanuel Anis is being sponsored by the provincial government to go to the US on this 2-year program.
Wow.
And we're also very grateful to the Minister, Timothy Massieu, and the regional member for Bougainville, Peter Chiamadili Jr. They've both pledged to assist the 2 athletes from Bougainville, Jonathan Dende and Alphonse Igish. They've been at NSI for about 18 months now under NSI's program, having been identified through one of their programs at Buin. I think it was Buin or Ujjaina Secondary School. They had a camp in 2019.
Right. So they're due for travel. Given that they don't test positive for COVID, they'll be free to travel by Saturday.
Have been vaccinated, but yeah, I mean, that doesn't stop you getting the virus, of course. But yeah, we're just hoping that they'll get a negative test and be able to travel. And at this time, with all these interruptions to training, it's good that we've got some of our athletes overseas that can continue to prepare for the events next year. And I think having these short sprinters, it's going to be good for our 4x100 meter relay.
Oh, yes,
These three athletes have all been doing very well in the 100 and the 200 meters. So with Leroy Kamau also over there, it's going to be good for our relay squad. And
that's great news. All right, Tony, I think that's it for now. Would you like to share any messaging or anything with your athletes or followers of the fraternity of athletics? You have this opportunity now.
Well, the advice we're giving to our athletes, there's a lot of debate on this, of course, but all the health experts agree that the best way to control the pandemic is through vaccination.
Yes.
So we're encouraging all our athletes to get vaccinated. It is a requirement for international travel. So, obviously anyone that wants to be in the team next year, they have to be vaccinated.
All right, Tony, thank you so much for your time. And please keep safe out there as well.
Thank you, Dini Rose.
All right, thanks so much. That was Tony Green, President for Athletics PNG. We'll go for a break now and we'll be back with more right here on Sports Scene. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back. You're watching Sports Scene. It is time now to talk a bit more sports. This time in the studio with us, Executive Director, PNG Sports Foundation, just got appointed, Mr. Albert Verto, who joins us this evening. Yes, Mr. Veratau, well, first of all, congratulations on your appointment and welcome on the show.
Thank you, Laurie. Thank you for having me on the show. It's a privilege to be on this show, and I look forward to the discussion this evening. Thank you.
Yeah, and as the executive director of the overall, sports in general in Papua New Guinea and the department that looks after sports, we want to make sure that we regularly get you on the show to talk about, the different issues and what's coming up. Now, I'll get straight into it. Since being appointed, there's a lot to be done, I'm sure. But what's sort of one of the first things you want to do to achieve, in the short term?
Well, there's a couple of things I want to kind of focus on in the next 3 to 6 months. One, first of all, do some housekeeping.
Okay.
Get the organization up to speed with some of the thinking that I have, and also getting some of the governance structural issues and the controls set in place so that we have a robust organization. And then the next thing I want to focus on is launch the national sports policy. 2020, 2030.
Yeah, that was my next question.
2050, sorry.
The sports policy. Really looking forward to this document. Are you able to just give us a brief on what you think are the things that the sports policy will be able to do?
Well, this sports policy is, Laurie, is a lot more inclusive than any other policies in the past.
Okay.
This policy, I think the key thing that the policy looks for in sport is the governance structures.
Sure.
The governance issues, making sure that the sporting organizations spend enough time making sure that the reportings, the finances, the resources that they're using are properly accounted for.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, good corporate governance will see a lot more corporates back it. They should, huh?
Well, that's key. That's key for every organization, in the corporate world or in the non-corporate world. I think they're looking for value. But having said that, they want to work with organizations that are properly structured, reporting lines are clear, and they work in a robust environment.
A couple of weeks ago, we had the Como Petroleum National Schoolboys Rugby, and the pathway that PNG Rugby League is taking in ensuring that they're there regionally with the schools, following up to the systems of the senior confederates, then to the PNG NRLC or the Digital Cup, Hunters, Kumu. So, that sort of pathway is something that's in the policy?
Well, we don't have to look anywhere except look at what Rugby League's done over the last few years. They've got a very good model. The structure is very clear, and the pathways are very clear. And I think that's part of the reason why a lot of corporate sponsors are happy to put money into Rugby League, because that part of the organization's pretty much robust now.
No, that I think it was really good, for us going out there and again seeing the school boys and even the girls, the under 18 girls, and something definitely that schools. I'm sure the kids will go back to the respective schools and they'll talk about this and how they'll look forward to that. And we want to make sure that, I'm passionate about basketball and netball. We want to do the same as well.
Absolutely. I think the model's there. It's being tested. The good thing is it's tested here in PNG. And it's working. So, there's a few things we can borrow from Rugby League, and I'm sure a lot of our sports in certain areas will need help. And that's where the policy comes in, because the policy is very clear on how we support the federations.
Now, this week, moving it right along, this week you came out and made an announcement. There was a statement done. The PNG Sports Foundation venues will be closed, service in line with the controller's message till the end of October. This must have been a pretty hard decision to make.
It's a very hard decision, because I think a few days before that, we were at the controller's office trying to get some support from them to say, okay, what are the limited things that we can do within the COVID protocols? And then the next morning, the doctor said, "Hey, listen, the hospital's running out of oxygen." So I said, well, I think as much as we'd love to have the sports going, we need to be also very careful. So we just followed what the measures were in place, and that's how the announcement came out here.
So how would you be able to tell our sporting people that are watching now, what would be your sort of encouragement at this time?
I think there's a couple of things that I know there's a lot of stuff out there in social media talking about vaccination and the things bad about vaccination, but there's all our elite sportsmen and women are vaccinated. And they're going to go overseas, and that's pretty much the minimum requirement. So I would encourage our people, vaccinate, let's open up the sports, and let's enjoy sports.
No, that's a very good point. Now, we're just about to end off our segment here, but before we do, any updates you can give on the PNG Games?
Well, PNG Games there's two parts to it. One, the event itself, and two, or more importantly, the infrastructure that is required for the games.
Yes.
And infrastructure is always a thing that we struggle with. So the way things are, I think we'll go to the council next week, or when the restrictions are open. We'll go to the council and ask them for an advice. For a decision.
Okay. Just make the decision. Huh? I think there's a lot of provinces that probably making their decisions, but if it just comes from the council. And, we can be able to move on or prepare when that date will be.
Absolutely. And I think the protocols that we need to make sure that the council is the decision-making body, so we consult that before anything comes out.
All right. Listen, thanks, Mr. Veratau, for coming in again. A big congratulations on your appointment. Before we let you go, is there anything you would like, again, to push on behalf of the PNG Sports Foundation?
Yeah, thank you, Laurie. I think that's what my view about sport and how we deliver sport in this country is that sometimes we hang too far on money that we need to run sports or money that we need to build infrastructure. But, go back to the schools, go back to the communities. All these kids are playing on ground, on grass, on concrete. So let's build some simple stadiums or simple sporting facilities in the provinces, in the districts, and let our kids continue playing sports. So that's the mindset that I'm bringing into the organization, that let's find the most cost-effective way to deliver sport and develop sport in the country.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. PNG Sports Foundation Executive Director, Mr. Albert Verto, who's joined us here on the show. We're going to take a short time out now, and we'll be back with more on Sports Scene.
Welcome back. You're watching Sports Scene. Last segment here on the show. Time's got up with us, so we'll just get straight on with the weekend preview. One weekend preview, that is, Inter Super Cup, Lawrence.
Yep, that's right. I said earlier on in the show, North Devils will take on Wynnum Manly Seagulls. North Devils with Nene McDonald will play against Wynnum Manly Seagulls against David Mead. Should be a really good battle there. North Devils have been the minor premiers, and so they take on Wynnum Manly Seagulls this weekend at the brand new Redcliffe Stadium. So, congratulations to all the teams. I'm sure our Hunters, SP Hunters, will come back stronger next season. The other weekend preview I wanted to say is the Hula Lighthouse Cricket Association. Tomorrow is the women's grand final, and on Saturday is the men's grand final. I am hoping, fingers crossed, to make it out there tomorrow. That's Friday.
All right, I'm sure you'll bring us some good pictures.
Yes, of course.
All right, that's about it for tonight. Contact details, if you have any story tip or comments that you would like to share with us, please call us on 312-9229 or email us at sports@emtv.com.pg, or you can message us on our Sports Scene Facebook page and leave your contact details, your story tip or your comment. And if you would like for us to have an email feedback for you as well, please leave your email address as well. That's about it. We will see you same time, same place next week. In the meantime, be safe. Bye for now.
Yeah, mask up. Mask up.
Mask up or masking.